Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to go over new dev notes, and this is going to be including what's coming in September updates and such. They said they're going to have a separated roadmaps coming down in the road, so we'll check that out, but this is what we have for the dev notes, so let's go and check it out. So first thing is update policy. So to summarize this text for you is there is 2-year gap between Korean server and global server at this moment. And their goal is, just like a lot of other games out there, is they want to close the gap. If you're going for full collection, it's going to be a lot more stress, of course, because there's going to be less time trying to save for each banners and such. So that's why they are trying to compensate by bringing big event rewards much faster as well, which is they mention like a 1st and 2nd anniversary rewards, and they usually come at like awakening selectors and such, so maybe those selection tickets will come out much faster than having to wait 1 or 2nd year anniversary, so which is going to be pretty nice. And they are adding definitely more events than Korean server from my experience so far. So what global server had within the first 100 days of the reward wise is actually quite a lot. They gave out pretty good rewards in between. So I think they're continuing to do that and add more events to the catch up, even though schedule is going to be much faster than, let's say, what the Korean server is like. So I'm actually kind of surprised they mentioned like 1st anniversary and 2nd anniversary rewards, because like I said, those rewards are pretty big. So we'll see when those rewards come. I think usually these kind of companies would like to make like 6 months gap. I think that's pretty normal. So 2-year gap is pretty big. So let's see how much they're going to shorten down. But we'll see what kind of event rewards they'll bring out early for the global server down in the future. The next part they're talking about is official Steam PC client release date, which is September 1st. So it is less than a week away, and we should be able to play Counterside on the PC clients. Now you have to link your mobile accounts to Steam accounts. I haven't done that in the past. Like there are some PC games that's on Steam that's a mobile game, so you can link your account and stuff. So I'm assuming it works pretty similar. I've never done it myself, so we'll see how things work. But I guess you can only link one account. So if you like me, where I have 2 different accounts, I guess you have to just only use one account. So we'll see which account I will try and link. But there is that for Steam Clans, so now you finally got the release date. And then we have a launch 100-day event, which is they are giving 100 pulls, and these pulls of characters are very good. Now for one of my account, I don't have Adele, Yumi, and Karin, so I think this could be a great chance to get those characters, because those characters I skipped, so it'll be pretty nice. And this is probably a good chance to save up for your dupe character for Pendragon as well as Esterosa, because those 2 characters will be getting rearmament in the future. So if you get the dupe of those characters, definitely save those for rearmament in the future. And another update that's coming for September 1st is they are adding summer events. So this events will be covering some of the summer story as well as new skins coming out. This was also the first summer event they had within Korean server during the first year. So now we should be able to get this nice summer skins as well as summer event and the event shop items and such. And this is the new Taskforce plan, which will be giving away a lot of rewards. One of the main rewards is giving antagonist sets that you have to buy with the first 30 days and such. They are giving another set. So if you bought that set already, now you're going to have 2 sets of that. So that is very good gears to have early on and later on as well, because it's very good skill high sets. So now you are able to have 2 sets of that if you bought the first one, and this is definitely going to help out a lot of people with progression. And this thing does not have any time limits or such, so it's always going to be available for you to clear and get the reward and such. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to have fun trying to clear these missions and get the reward and such. And they have new change for the seller negotiation. Basically it just makes it really simplified. So you just press it, you instantly level up instead of having to wait for some waiting screens and such. So there's that. And they have a new event called the Beginning Capital Point Events, which they mention is the it's kind of first event they tried out for the 2.5 anniversary in Korean server. So they are bringing the global version for it basically. It's pretty nice rewards. You just have to spend either simulation tickets, Eternium, or log in every day to get the certain amount of points. So more you play, the more points you can get and more items you can buy and such. So it's a pretty nice event. They bring it early, and they are also bringing stat system change as well as a PP gauntlet safety zone. So this makes so units get deployed a little bit more front of the ship instead of all the way back, so tower units is definitely going to be affected by this. And the stat change, so the like type damage does a bit more damage, and there's like kind of damage resistance going here and there. I'll talk more about it when the patch actually comes, but from my experience with Korean server, it kind of doesn't matter. It makes some characters that wasn't really used before more usable in the Korean server, but for global server, I don't think it should matter that much. It won't change things that differently, but it's not a bad patch. I think definitely it kind of takes out a lot of camper strategy. It's definitely more rush forward and trying to go forward. And next part is they're talking about Relic Challenge dungeons, and from this dungeons you are able to get these resources, and using these resources you can upgrade your T6 gears to T7, or you're trying to create the T7 gears with these materials, which is Swift gears. Honestly, I think you should focus on upgrading your T6 gears to T7 first, then trying to create these gears, because trust me, it's just not really worth it in my opinions. You're better off upgrading your maze gears, gorgeous gear, hummingbird gears first, then move on, then trying to go for the Swift relics and such. And trust me, to upgrade all your gears is going to take some time, so be aware of it. And now they're also adding Shadow Palace 4, and this one is probably the hardest one. I think 5 is much easier than 4, so 4 has like a Ryan with the infinite stunning kind of thing, so this is going to be pretty painful for a lot of people, but it's definitely challenging. It's going to be fun trying to clear again on the global server. And lastly, they're talking about the strategy battle gauntlet changes and such. To summarize it, they're continue to make it better than what it is at the moment. They took their feedback. I mean, I sent tons of feedback. I try to talk to GMs about it all the time, but you guys have no idea. They probably hate me now for how much I bother them, and I bother them both in Clover server and Korean server. So anyways, but they are trying to make experience better, and first thing they do is whenever you lose, you are getting notification throughout your mails, but that's the one change they're trying to add, I think. And the second part of kind of improving is they said in the Korean dev note last month that they are going to be kind of reworking the reward system for the PvP at this moment. Like PvP at this moment, you can basically just do nothing and able to get all the rewards basically. And the tier difference doesn't really make the much reward difference. It could be good if you're not interested in PvP, but if you are interested in PvP and spend a lot of time, there is pretty much no rewards for playing more. So I think they are going to be adding some of the new ranked rewards for the different rankings and such, and I think they're adding probably more rewards for Danger Close as well, since that's what they briefly mentioned in the last step notes for the Korean server. So from there, I think they're trying to make sure whenever you win with your defense team, instead of just getting 30 gauntlet points, you are going to be actually getting more rewards. Or I think that's what they're hinting anyways. So that's probably a positive change. That's one of the things I said, like if you're going to keep the system, make sure that whenever you defend the attack, it should value more instead of just giving 30 points, which you could use for credits, I don't know. But for Korean server, because that 30 point is pretty useless. So yeah. And lastly, they said if the goal is not met through a single revisions, there may be several iterations, but we hope all the CEO understand is an effort to provide a better experience to all. Like I almost hit Challenger for global server, I hit Challenger for Korean server for strategy battle as well, and I try to avoid using awakening characters and such. I try to use a soldier comp, which is probably something that you can go for the lowest specs and such. And I think it worked out pretty great. I mean, there were some comp that I had to avoid for Korean server, and for global server, I just used a Yuna and some of the supporter units, and that was pretty much it. So it is not most difficult one, I think. I will definitely share my experience for hitting Challenger for both global as well as the Korean server once I hit both them to Challenger, but we'll see what kind of change they will add in the future. But that is pretty much it for dev note for this. They actually had a pretty lengthy stuff, I think. After going through all of it, it's actually almost like 10 minutes or so. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. It's Jake. I will see you guys next time. Take care.